Ryan had always been curious. It was not the kind of curiosity that could be satisfied with books or simple travels. He carried in his heart the need to know what others feared to ask. That was why he was now on the far colony of Artus, a lonely settlement at the edge of human space. Artus was a place of silence. The colony was built around old alien ruins, and most people came here only for trade or research. But what drew Ryan's attention was not the ruins. It was the great crystal ship that floated near the colony, a relic from ages past. No one knew its full story. What everyone knew was the warning. Stay away from the alien vampire princess. That was what the elders said. That was what the guards repeated. That was what the travelers whispered when they spoke of the ship. The ship itself looked alive. Its surface glowed faintly, shifting colors like the inside of a pearl. And at its center, within a chamber of clear crystal, was the figure that haunted every visitor. She looked almost human, though her skin carried a soft silver glow. Her long dark hair floated around her as if underwater, and her eyes were closed in timeless sleep. The people called her the Vampire Princess. No one knew her real name. No one dared to ask. The stories said she was dangerous, that she fed on life energy, that she had once brought ruin to entire systems. According to the tales, she had been captured and sealed inside the crystal so she could never rise again. The legends told of fleets that tried to free her and were destroyed. Even the bravest of alien races would not step near her chamber. Ryan listened to all of it, but he could not look away. Each day he walked past the ship. He would pause, staring at the sleeping figure, wondering if she was truly as terrible as they said. She did not look like a monster. She looked lost, like someone forgotten by time. The guards warned him more than once. Do not go close. Do not touch the crystal. She will wake if you disturb her. Ryan nodded, but his heart was restless. He felt the pull of something he could not explain. While others looked at her with fear, he looked at her with wonder. What if the stories were not true? What if she was trapped for another reason? One evening, as the suns of Artus sank low, the colony was quiet. The guards near the ship were busy with an argument about a cargo list. The air was cool, and the light made the crystal chamber glow brighter than usual. Ryan's steps carried him closer, almost without thought. He stopped at the base of the chamber. The figure inside seemed to glow faintly, her lips still, her eyes closed. He felt his heart beating fast. His hand rose but stopped short of the surface. He remembered the warnings. He knew what people would say if they saw him. Yet he also knew he had come here because he could not stay away. The silence was heavy. Ryan leaned closer, his breath fogging the crystal slightly. For a long moment he only watched her, waiting for some sign. None came. At last, he whispered. It was only a single word, soft and quiet, but it was more than silence. Hello. The word vanished into the chamber, but Ryan thought he saw her lips move. His breath caught. He leaned closer again, staring at her face. Had he imagined it? Then, so faint that he thought it was his mind playing tricks, he heard an answer. A voice as soft as air, as distant as memory, whispered back. Who calls me? Ryan froze, his body trembling. Her eyes were still closed, but the crystal seemed warmer, alive. He took a step back, then stopped. His fear battled with his curiosity. The stories had told him she was dangerous. The warnings had told him to stay away. Yet she had spoken, not with anger but with loneliness. For the first time, Ryan felt the weight of what he had done. He had broken the rule that all others obeyed. He had awakened the silence of the vampire princess. And she had answered. Ryan could not believe what he had heard. The voice had been soft, like the echo of a dream, but it was real. The alien princess, sealed for centuries, had answered his whisper. His mind told him to run, to forget what happened, but his feet refused to move. He stayed close to the crystal chamber, his eyes fixed on the figure inside. Her lips had not moved much, yet her voice had reached him, as if the crystal itself carried her words. "Who calls me?" she asked again, faint but clear. Ryan's mouth went dry. He wanted to speak, yet fear closed his throat. Finally, he forced out a reply. "My name is Ryan. I did not mean to wake you. I only wanted to see if you could hear me." The silence stretched. He wondered if she would fade again into her endless sleep. But then her eyes opened. They glowed faint silver, deep and unblinking, as if they held both sadness and power. Ryan felt a shiver run through him. Every story, every warning, filled his mind. The vampire princess had opened her eyes. "You are human," she said slowly. "It has been long since I saw your kind. Why do you speak to me when all others hide in fear?" Ryan hesitated. The truth was simple, yet difficult to say. "You did not look like a monster to me. You looked lonely." For a moment her glowing eyes softened. Her head tilted slightly, as though she was studying him. "Lonely," she repeated, as if tasting the word. "Yes. That is what I have become. Forgotten and sealed away." Her voice was not cruel. It was not hungry. It was tired, heavy with ages of silence. Ryan's fear lessened, though his heart still raced. "Why do they call you a vampire?" he asked carefully. Her gaze turned distant. "Because they do not understand. My kind feeds on the flow of stars, the energy of life itself. To others it feels like a drain, like hunger. They feared what they did not know, so they built legends and locked me in this cage." Ryan frowned. "So you are not the monster they say you are?" Her lips curved in the faintest of smiles. "Monster or savior? It depends on who tells the tale." The chamber hummed faintly as she spoke, as though her presence was stirring the ship itself. Ryan noticed the glow of the crystal shifting with her words. He stepped a little closer, unable to resist the pull. "Why do you speak only to me?" he asked. "Others pass by this chamber every day." Her silver eyes fixed on him, calm but sharp. "Because you did not look away. Because your spirit does not fear me. I reached for you, and you answered." Ryan's breath caught. He felt both small and important at once. This being, feared by all, had chosen him simply because he dared to whisper. From outside, voices echoed. The guards were returning. Ryan's chest tightened with panic. If they found him here, speaking to her, they would surely punish him. Worse, they might destroy the chamber in fear. The princess seemed to sense his worry. "Go," she whispered. "Do not let them know I have stirred. If they learn, they will act in haste." But Ryan began. Her gaze softened again. "Come back when the night is quiet." "I will wait. We have much to speak about." He nodded, though his hands trembled. Then he stepped back, slipping into the shadows just as the guards turned the corner. They did not notice him, still arguing over their duties. The ship stood silent once more, its glow faint, its prisoners seemingly asleep. But Ryan knew better. He walked quickly toward the colony, his mind racing. She had spoken to him. She had trusted him. And he felt something growing inside him, curiosity mixed with a strange sense of responsibility. That night, as he lay in his small quarters, he could not sleep. He kept hearing her voice, soft and lonely, asking why he had spoken to her. He kept seeing her silver eyes opening for the first time in centuries. He had broken the warning, and there was no turning back. And deep within the crystal ship, the princess kept her eyes open, waiting for the human who had whispered to her when all others stayed silent. The next day on Artis, the colony moved with its usual rhythm, but Ryan felt different. Every sound seemed sharper, every shadow seemed to hide a secret. He could not forget the princess's voice. He tried to act normal while working with traders, but his thoughts kept returning to the crystal ship. As night came, Ryan walked again toward the glowing vessel. The guards were fewer this time, tired from long shifts. He waited until they passed, then slipped into the quiet space near the chamber. The silver figure inside was still as before, but her eyes opened as soon as he drew near. "You returned," she said softly. "I had to," Ryan whispered back. "I could not stop thinking about you." A faint light spread across the crystal, as if her presence was stirring the ship. Her silver eyes studied him with care. "You are brave to come back. Do you know the risk you take?" "They say you are dangerous," Ryan admitted. "But you do not feel dangerous to me." Her expression carried both sadness and strength. "I was not born to be a monster. Long ago my people ruled the skies, but not with peace. We sought control over others. I spoke against it. I wanted freedom for all, but I was betrayed. They sealed me in this prison and spread tales to make others fear me. In time, even the truth was lost." Ryan listened, his heart heavy. "So the warnings are lies?" "Not lies," she answered carefully. "But half-truths. My kind draws energy to live. To some, it feels like harm. They gave me the name vampire because they feared what they did not understand. Yet I never wished to harm the weak. My crime was mercy." Her words shook Ryan. He thought of the council that ruled the colony, of the fear in their voices whenever they spoke of her. Perhaps they too believed the old tales without question. "Why tell me this?" he asked. Her eyes softened. "Because you listened. No one has spoken to me in centuries. No one dared. Yet you whispered, and I awoke. For that, I owe you truth." The chamber pulsed again, a rhythm like a heartbeat. Ryan felt the air grow warmer. The glow of the crystal seemed thinner now, as though the seal was weakening. "Are you waking?" he asked. "Only a little," she replied. "Your voice stirred me, but the prison holds strong. Still, every word we share makes the chains weaker. Soon, the council will sense the change. They will act." Ryan frowned. "What will they do?" "Destroy the chamber, if they can," she said. "They fear me. They fear the stories more than they fear truth." The thought made Ryan uneasy. He had not meant to place her in danger by speaking to her. Yet now, if he did nothing, the council might move against her. "What should I do?" he asked. She leaned closer inside the crystal. "Do nothing yet. Learn. Watch. When the time comes, you will know. You are human. You carry something rare. Others fear my aura, but you stood before me without harm. Perhaps your kind is different." Her words echoed in his mind. Different. Humans had always been considered new to the stars, weaker than older races. But here was a being of legend, saying something no council would believe. Suddenly, voices rose outside. Ryan stiffened. A patrol of guards was approaching. He glanced at the princess in alarm. "Go," she said quickly. "We cannot be seen together. If they learn I am awake, they will act without mercy." Ryan backed away, his heart racing. He slipped into the shadows as the guards entered the clearing. They scanned the crystal chamber with suspicion. One of them muttered, "Strange. The glow feels stronger tonight." "Doesn't matter," another replied. "As long as she stays sealed, we are safe." They moved on, leaving the ship in silence once again. Ryan let out a long breath. His body shook, not from fear of the guards but from the truth he had heard. The princess was not a monster. She was something more. As he returned to his quarters, his mind raced with questions. Who had betrayed her? Why had no one dared to seek the truth? And what did it mean that humans could stand near her when others could not? For the first time, Ryan felt that his whisper had done more than wake her. It had begun to change the fate of both her people and his own. The days on Artus passed slowly, yet for Ryan each night carried new meaning. He returned again and again to the crystal ship, always careful to avoid the guards. Each time he drew near, the princess opened her silver eyes, and their quiet talks continued. At first their words were simple. She asked about the colony, about humans, about the new age she had woken to. Ryan told her about the trade routes, the small markets, the ships that came and went. She listened with a calm patience, as if trying to catch every detail of a world she had not seen for centuries. Soon, their talks grew deeper. She shared stories of star maps long forgotten. She spoke of hidden passages through the void, places where ships could travel faster than any known route. Her knowledge was ancient, but Ryan understood enough to know its value. If she spoke truth, she held secrets that could change the balance of power across the galaxy. Yet what stayed with him most was not her knowledge, but her loneliness. "Do you know what it is like to be awake and yet silent?" she asked one night. "To feel the weight of time, to watch centuries pass while you cannot move or speak." Ryan shook his head. "I cannot imagine." Her gaze softened. "Then know this. Every word you give me is like light in the dark. That is why I listen, why I share. You are the first to see me as more than a curse." Ryan felt a warmth in his chest at her words. He had come to her out of curiosity, but now he stayed because he cared. He wanted her to feel alive again, not forgotten. But danger was close. Rumors began spreading in the colony. Traders whispered that the glow of the crystal ship had grown stronger. Some said the princess was stirring. Others urged the council to act before disaster struck. One evening, as Ryan prepared to leave his quarters, a friend stopped him. "Stay away from the ship, Ryan. The council grows restless. They speak of sending warriors to end the risk." Ryan forced a nod but said nothing. His secret visits pressed heavily on his mind. He knew that if the council discovered the truth, both he and the princess would be condemned. That night, when he reached the chamber, he told her everything. "They are planning to destroy the ship," he said. "They fear you are waking." Her expression remained calm, though her eyes glowed brighter. It was only a matter of time. Fear always moves faster than truth. "What can we do?" Ryan asked. "You must choose," she replied. "You can walk away, remain safe, and let their fear decide my fate. Or you can stand with me, though the path ahead will not be easy." Her words weighed heavily on him. He had not planned for this. He had only wanted to understand her, to ease her loneliness. But now, he stood at the edge of a choice that could change more than his own life. Ryan took a slow breath. I cannot leave you. You trusted me with your story. I cannot turn away now. For the first time, a true smile touched her lips. It was faint but filled with gratitude. Then we are bound, human. Whatever comes, you and I will face it together. The crystal chamber pulsed again, brighter than ever. Ryan felt a warmth flow through him, not painful but powerful, as if some link had formed between them. He staggered slightly but did not let go of the moment. What is happening? He asked. The bond, she answered. You accepted me, and I reached for you. Our spirits now share a thread. It is fragile, but it will grow stronger. Ryan looked at her with wide eyes. So this is why I can stand near you when others cannot. Yes, she said softly. Your kind carries something unique. Perhaps this is why fate brought you to me. Outside, faint alarms rang from the colony. The council had begun to move. Ryan and the princess both knew that time was running out. But for the first time, she was no longer alone, and he no longer doubted his path. The alarms from the colony grew louder each night. The council no longer hid their fear. They called meetings, gathering traders, settlers, and guards. Their message was the same: the crystal ship must be destroyed before the princess awakened fully. Ryan heard the orders while hiding among the crowd. His heart pounded as the council leader spoke. The glow grows stronger. The danger grows closer. We cannot wait. At dawn we strike the chamber and end this shadow forever. The people cheered in agreement, but Ryan felt cold inside. He knew what they did not. The princess was no monster. She was not the danger they believed. Yet if he stood and spoke for her, they would never listen. That night he hurried to the crystal ship. The chamber glowed brighter than ever, the silver light shining against the dark sky. The princess stood tall inside, her eyes awake and clear. They are coming, Ryan said breathlessly. At dawn they will attack. They want to end you. She nodded as if she had expected this. Fear has sharp claws. They would rather destroy what they do not understand than seek truth. Ryan's voice shook. We must leave. But how? You are still sealed. The crystal around her pulsed with light. The bond we share has weakened the chains. With your help, I can break them. But once I am free, the colony will not let us go without a fight. Ryan clenched his fists. Then we will face them together. The princess placed her hand against the crystal. Place your hand here. He pressed his palm to the surface. A surge of warmth rushed through him, filling his body with energy that was not his own. The crystal cracked with a sharp sound. Light poured out, and the ship trembled as if awakening from a long sleep. With one final burst, the crystal shattered. The princess stepped forward, free for the first time in centuries. Her presence filled the air with power, but it did not hurt Ryan. Instead, he felt steady, as if their bond shielded him. The noise drew the guards. Shouts rose as beams of light cut across the night. Alarms screamed across the colony. She is free. Stop them. The princess turned to Ryan. Come. The ship knows me. It will fly again. Together they ran toward the heart of the vessel. The ground shook as engines long silent came alive, glowing with ancient strength. The guards fired their weapons, but the ship's crystal walls deflected the blasts with ease. Inside, the corridors lit up as they moved. Ryan followed her through winding halls until they reached the control chamber. The walls were alive with symbols, glowing lines that pulsed like veins. The princess touched them with her hand, and the entire ship hummed in response. The floor shifted beneath Ryan's feet as the ship began to rise. Outside, the colony was in chaos. Fighters scrambled from hangars, lifting into the air to block their escape. The princess looked at him calmly. This is where the chase begins. The ship burst upward, breaking through the colony's defenses. The sky filled with fire as fighters swarmed around them. Ryan gripped the railing, fear racing through him. "Can we outrun them?" he asked. She gave a small smile. "This ship was built to cross stars. Their machines cannot match it." She pressed her hand to the console. The ship curved sharply, faster than anything Ryan had ever felt. The fighters fell behind, struggling to keep up. But the council had prepared more. Larger warships waited beyond the colony, their weapons locking onto the crystal vessel. Ryan's breath caught. "They will not stop. They fear you too much." Her silver eyes burned with quiet strength. "Then let them fear. But they cannot catch what they cannot touch." The ship shone brighter, its engines opening star routes hidden to all others. In a burst of light, it slipped through space, leaving the colony and its hunters far behind. Ryan staggered, his heart racing, but his eyes shone with wonder. They had escaped. For the first time, the princess was free, and he was with her. But the chase was not over. Behind them, the council's fleets would follow. Across the stars, other races would hear that the vampire princess had risen again. And Ryan knew their journey had only begun. He looked at her, standing tall beside the glowing console. "Where do we go now?" Her answer was calm but full of promise. "To the places forgotten by all others. There, the truth waits. There, our bond will be tested. And there, your kind will discover what makes you different." The crystal ship moved silently through the stars, its glow fading into the darkness of space. Ryan stood near the console, watching the stars streak past. He had never felt anything like this. The colony, the council, and the hunters were far behind. For the first time, he could breathe freely. The princess moved beside him, her silver eyes calm and steady. "You have been brave," she said. "Few would risk everything for me." Ryan shook his head. "I did not think about bravery. I only wanted to understand you." She studied him closely. "That is what makes humans different. You are not driven only by fear or power. You are curious. You reach toward the unknown even when all others turn away." Ryan felt warmth in his chest at her words, but questions still burned in his mind. "Why were you really sealed in the crystal? Why did your people call you a vampire?" The princess looked away, toward the stars. "It was betrayal, not crime. My people were guardians of balance in the galaxy. We watched over life, keeping peace between stars and species. But some wanted control. They spread lies, calling me a monster, saying I drained life. They feared that humans, who could withstand my aura, might awaken me. So they locked me away and hid the truth." Ryan listened carefully. Every word made him see that the legends were wrong. The princess was not a threat. She was a protector. The humans who could approach her were rare, chosen by nature, and perhaps by fate. "You mean, humans can withstand your aura?" he asked. "Yes," she said softly. "Others are weakened by it. You were not. That is why you could whisper to me, and I could answer. Humanity carries a strength I have not seen elsewhere. Perhaps that is why fate sent you to me. Ryan's mind raced. If she was a guardian, then the council, the colony, and even other species had feared her for centuries without reason. The human race, often considered weak and new to the galaxy, held the key to her awakening. "Why tell me all this?" he asked. "Because you need to know the truth," she replied. "You helped me escape, and now you must help me decide the next step. We cannot hide forever. Others will come, seeking to destroy what they do not understand." Ryan nodded slowly. "So we need a plan. What do we do now?" The princess extended her hand, touching the glowing console. The ship hummed in response, alive with ancient energy. "We go to the hidden worlds," she said. "Places where knowledge and truth were stored, far from the eyes of fearful councils. There, you will see why your kind matters, and why the galaxy needs us both." Ryan followed her gaze. "The hidden worlds. Are they safe?" "Safe enough," she said. "Others will follow, but the paths are hidden, protected by knowledge only my kind remembers. There, we can gather allies, reveal the truth, and show that humans and my people can work together. That is the only way to end the lies." Ryan felt a surge of hope. He had come here seeking curiosity and wonder, and now he understood. Humans were not weak. They had courage, curiosity, and a spark that even the oldest races could not ignore. And he had been chosen, perhaps by chance, to witness the awakening of a legend and to help guide it. The princess turned to him, her silver eyes glowing. "You will learn much, Ryan. The truth will change you, and it will change humanity. But first, you must trust me. Do you?" Ryan met her gaze without hesitation. "I trust you," he said firmly. "Whatever comes, we face it together." A faint smile curved her lips. "Then let us go. There are worlds waiting that no human has seen, secrets hidden for centuries, and knowledge lost to time. Your kind will understand why I was called a monster, and why that was never true." As the ship dove into hidden star routes, the glow of the crystal light spreading across the corridors, Ryan felt the weight of history in his hands. Humanity had been underestimated, feared, and overlooked. Yet here, in the company of the awakened princess, he knew humans could shape the future of the galaxy. For the first time, he felt the truth. Fear had kept most away, but courage had led him forward. And together, he and the princess would uncover what had been hidden for centuries and show the galaxy what humans could do. The crystal ship glided silently through hidden star routes, leaving behind the chaos of the colony. Ryan stood at the edge of the observation deck, his hands pressed against the smooth surface. Stars stretched across space, and for the first time, he felt the galaxy not as a distant map but as a living place full of possibilities. Beside him, the princess moved with calm grace. Her silver eyes glowed softly in the dim light. "We are close to the hidden worlds," she said. "Places few have seen, where knowledge and secrets have been preserved for centuries. There, humans will learn their strength, and my people will find justice." Ryan nodded. He had followed her across dangers, defied the council, and witnessed truths that most of humanity would never know. Yet he felt a new weight settle on him. "And what happens once we reach these worlds?" he asked. She looked at him, her gaze steady. "Then comes the choice. Do we act to change the galaxy, or do we hide and let fear rule as it has for centuries? Your kind is different, Ryan. Humans are not bound by old fears. You can decide, and I will follow your lead." Ryan thought of the council, of the colony, and of the legends that had shaped fear for generations. He thought of the humans who had never looked beyond their world, afraid of what they could not understand. And he thought of himself, standing here with a being who had been called a monster but was nothing of the sort. "I want to show them the truth," he said finally. "Not through war, not through fear, but by proving what humans and your kind can do together. We can change the stories they believe, one step at a time." A faint smile crossed her lips. "Then the galaxy will see what I have known all along. Humans are not weak. You are brave, curious, and adaptable. You see beyond fear, and that is why I awoke for you." Ryan felt a thrill of hope. The hidden worlds lay ahead, full of secrets, technology, and wisdom that no human had seen. And now, humans would not only witness history, they would shape it. The first hidden world appeared on the view screen. It was a planet covered with silver forests and rivers of light. Strange structures rose above the trees, ancient and delicate, glowing faintly. "These are the records of my people," the princess explained. "All that we learned, all that we created, is here. And soon, humans will walk among them, learning what has been forgotten." Ryan stared in awe. "It's beautiful. And, it's safe. For now," she said. "But others will come. They will see the light of the ship and wonder. Some will come with curiosity, some with fear. We must be ready." He took a deep breath. "We are ready. Humanity has faced dangers before. We have survived. And now we will rise with truth." The ship descended, its engines adjusting as it approached the surface. The glow of the crystal reflected off the trees, making the forest shimmer like stars on the ground. Ryan felt excitement and responsibility in equal measure. The hidden worlds were more than history, they were the chance to prove that humans were capable of greatness. The princess placed her hand gently on his shoulder. "Remember, Ryan, it is not power that defines us, but courage and choice. You chose to see me as I truly am. That choice will guide your people as you discover the secrets of this place." Ryan nodded, feeling a steady calm. He understood now that humans had the spark to reach beyond fear, to learn, and to create new paths where others had only seen walls. The galaxy had underestimated them, but here, among the hidden knowledge of an ancient race, that would change. Together, they stepped onto the surface. Light flowed around them as the ship landed. The air carried energy and the faint hum of machines long asleep. The princess led him forward, showing the ancient records, the hidden pathways, and the lessons of her people. Ryan looked around, feeling the weight of history and the promise of the future. He realized that humans had been chosen not by chance, but because they had the courage to step forward when all others stepped back. As they began to explore, he whispered to the princess, "We will not fail. Humanity will rise, and we will learn everything you have to teach." She nodded, her silver eyes bright. "Then let the galaxy watch, human. Let it see what humans can do when they dare to step closer, when they choose truth over fear." The hidden worlds were no longer silent. And humanity, led by curiosity and courage, was ready to awaken alongside the ancient princess.